Yo, Kip, this guy here. Hey, so we're going to finally talk about the OSD Nero Xmax11. This is the brand new amplifier that OSD Audio has brought out to us. OSD Nero, you may know them as Outdoor Speaker Depot, whatever you know them as. They are a fantastic company who brings you high-end gear at low-end budget, I would say. As far as price to value goes, you can get a lot from them with little money in it. I think that's one of the best things about them is it doesn't cost an arm and a leg to get some pretty high-end, high-quality equipment from them. Amplifiers is a big thing that sticks out to me. I've had a ton of amplifiers from OSD Audio, OSD Nero over the years. I've done a lot of reviews on them, and I've been very happy with all of them. I've used all of them in a day-to-day application, and they've been great. This X11 has been in my theater for 3 weeks, but I've only been using it for 2 as I waited for my speakers to come in. I've been pairing the ever so mighty Arendal 1528 speakers with the amplifier. The Monitor 8s are my front left and right, and then the Slim 8 is my center channel. The the Monitor 8s require up to 700 watts. They are 4 ohm speakers. And the Slim 8 requires up to 400 watts. It's also a 4 ohm speaker. So I've been powering my whole system with this one amplifier, and I've been putting it to task. So I know what I want to say. First and foremost, it is a very good amplifier. I love the way that it looks. The brushed metal that they're doing on all their amplifiers looks really, really good. Has a nice little aesthetic to it. I love this in particular because of the VU meter. I think it's a really cool touch. They didn't have to do that, but it's really cool. You can kind of watch the needle move as you send power to your speakers. It's a cool touch. You won't see it often, and maybe you will even turn it off, which you can. But I love it. It's really cool. There's a VU meter here. It's blue. You can hit display to turn it yellow, or you can click it again to turn it off altogether. When you turn on the amplifier, it does give you like a welcome screen, OSD, loading up. It's pretty cool. The amplifier sounds really good as well. Very low distortion. It's rated to 5 hertz up to, I think, 20 kilohertz or higher. So it's a full range amplifier, and my speakers play down to under 15 hertz in this room. So I have really been testing its frequency range, and it gives my speakers literally all of the frequencies that they can handle, which is excellent for what I'm trying to do in my home theater. So it's been up to the task when it comes to the kind of speaker. It does give really good clean power, so happy to have that. What I was using before was a Monoprice Monolith 7. It's a 200 watt at 8 ohm amplifier, 300 watts at 4 ohms, and it's 7 channels. And what I like about this is I can power all 11 of my speakers with one amplifier, which is what I really wanted because I already have 3 other amps in my rack powering my sub. So to reduce down to one amplifier is great. So for you guys, if you want a one-all solution, you can power all of your speakers up to 11 of them with just one amplifier, which you may like if you're limited on space. Let's talk about heat. It does not really get very hot. Now I do have some air traffic going through here. I have an exhaust fan up top. I have a fan inside here. I have an Aircom Infinity S7 on a couple of different things. I don't have any fans directly on the OSD Nero X11, XMax11, and it doesn't get hot, and I've put it to the test. I mean, hours on hours of high level, high volume listening, it doesn't break a sweat, which is really good. Another good point that I want to say is there's some really good protection going on with the OSD X11. There's been times I've been switching around speakers and unplugging wires and things like that. I made a mistake where I was using my Room EQ Wizard with my mini DSP, and sometimes I have to unplug my speakers while I'm calibrating my subs. So I went back and unplugged one of my banana plugs, and it touched the other one. Positive, negative touched, and it quickly, instantly turned off that amp. It was amp number 2 that it turned off immediately to stop any problems from my speakers or the amplifier. Put it into protect immediately, and then just turning it off and turning it back on, put it right back out of protect. So there's some really good protection in case you make an oopsies. There is a little bit of help that you get from the amplifier to make sure that you don't damage it or your speaker. So that's really nice to see. I do have probably one complaint with this, and it's noise level. The Monoprice 7X that I had No matter how high I turned my Anthem AVM70 up, I heard no hiss, no noise. With this amplifier, and nothing's changed in my room, wires, speaker wires, cables, or where things are, I have hiss at anything about negative 25 dB or higher. And of course, the higher I turn the volume, the more I hear it. Now, granted, I only hear it when there's nothing playing, but I'm a nerd and I notice it because I know when I had my monolith and I turned it up to even reference level, I didn't hear hiss when nothing was playing. But if I was to turn the volume knob right now to negative 20, I would hear a little bit of a hiss. And it's not quiet. It's not loud enough to be heard over what you're watching because the volume level of negative 20 is loud. But when nothing is playing, it is an easy hiss to hear. And I hear it very easily, especially because I'm so in tune with my system. So I wanted to note that, not a huge deal, but I did want to bring it up. I also want to bring something else up too. There is an amplifier from Tone Winner, and you can buy it on Summit Hi-Fi website. It is also an 11-channel amplifier that gives you more power than this. That's less money. So I really hope that one day I can get that in for review and see how it sounds and distortion levels and this, that, and the other. But on paper, there may be a company out there that gives you more power than this does, not only at 4 ohms, but at 8 ohms as well. So there is some competition out there for this. Let's talk about reliability. Of course, this just came out, but I trust OSD because I've had so many other amplifiers from them before that's lasted the day that I bought it to now, years and years. So I do trust this amplifier will last me for quite a while, maybe longer than I'll want because maybe I'll upgrade in the future. But maybe I won't, and I think that I won't have to worry about this, kicking rocks anytime soon. So I do think reliability is there with this amplifier. I think sound quality is there. Performance is there. I do wish that it was a little less noisy, and maybe there's something that I can do to fix that. But there's so many amplifiers in one chassis. That's how you introduce noise. A lot of crosstalk going on. I think that's what the issue is. So I'm curious if the Tone Winner with their 11-channel amp has that issue because I didn't have it with my Monoprice 7X at the time. So again, small issue. I don't notice it hardly at all unless I'm calibrating my system and my volume levels up there. So overall, I love this. I do wish that you could show more on the display, or maybe even in the future, they can make an amplifier with DSP built in. I would love to be able to calibrate with this, or if I want to turn the bass up or turn treble up or maybe mid-range, whatever, that it'd be cool. I mean, I think it'd be cool to add some kind of DSP to the amplifier. You have this screen here. It's pretty big. It's easily legible. It shows you some cool things, but it'd be cool if I could go in there and kind of, I know you're not supposed to do that with amplifiers. I have the Anthem to do that, but it'd be cool if I wanted to kind of quickly change some settings in the amplifier to my taste. I might just be making some stuff up. I don't know. But I think the amplifier is super cool. I love the LEDs. I love how you can see what amps are being used right now. There's a dedicated power button on the front if you want to switch it on or off. So overall, for just under $1,900, I do recommend this. It's hard to look past the Tone Winner for being a more powerful amplifier for a little bit less money. But I really trust the guys at OSD. I never had a Tone Winner anything. I can't speak on them, how they sound, their reliability, but I do know that when I'm going out there and I'm looking for an amplifier, I'm going to notice that this one costs more with less power in comparison, and it may sway my decision to try one or the other. So I'm trying not to be biased at all because I do love the guys over there at OSD. I have no connections or any contacts with Tone Winner, but if I take that all away and I'm looking for a 11-channel amp and I want to buy one, it's going to be hard not to go to the Tone Winner because of the power for price being better than the OSD. So, I mean, you probably can't go wrong with either. But overall, I'm going to give this 4.5 stars out of 5. I think it is perfect. I think it's good. I think it does exactly what it needs to do. There is a 7-channel version coming out. I'm curious to see if that one has a little bit better noise floor since there's 4 less amplifiers in there. But I'm going to give it 4.5 stars. I can't give it 5 because it is noisy at high volumes. But maybe that's just me. If you buy one, let me know. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe if not already. And if you're waiting for the Arundel Monitor 8 review, It's coming up in a couple of days, so stay tuned for that. Again, thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already, and we will see you in the next video. Keep Sky out. Peace.